Anna stood in the small room where the gentle morning sunlight filtered through the window, illuminating the decorations prepared for her sister's wedding. Pale pink ribbons, fresh bouquets, and neatly arranged invitations lay on the table. Everything seemed perfect, like a scene from a romantic movie. Yet inside Anna, that perfection was beginning to crack. A week ago, she had received the biopsy results: early-stage breast cancer. The terrible news hit her like a strong blow to the mind, making everything around suddenly blurry and unfamiliar. Anna didn't know how to share this news with her family, especially as they were busy preparing for her sister's biggest life event, the wedding. Her mother, Helen, was someone who always valued appearances and reputation. She believed that everything should be kept under control, and any instability could disrupt the family's order. Because of that, Anna didn't dare to speak the truth. She feared that if her mother knew, nothing would remain peaceful. That day, when Anna came to her mother's house to help with the decorations, Helen said coldly to her, "Anna, don't spoil the mood. The wedding is a major event for your sister, not a time to talk about sad things." Anna nodded, trying to hold back her emotions. She stepped outside into the yard, took a deep breath, and looked up at the deep blue sky. "What should I do?" she wondered inside. "How can I fight this disease when no one even knows about it?" In the following days, Anna quietly went to the hospital to begin chemotherapy. She didn't want her family to worry, so she always went alone, from the clinic back to her small apartment. Feelings of loneliness and despair filled her soul. The first night after her initial chemotherapy session, Anna sat by the window, looking out at the city sparkling with lights. She remembered the warm childhood days with her family, when her mother gently held her hand, the joyful family meals. Now she felt like a ghost, invisible and abandoned. One day, when Anna called her mother to update her about her health, her mother's voice was cold on the phone. "Don't make a fuss. The sister's wedding is coming soon. I don't want to hear sad stories." Anna choked back tears. She couldn't believe her mother's frightening indifference. She wondered if she had ever been her daughter, or just some stranger. The feeling of loneliness grew heavier, but Anna tried to stay strong. She thought about her 6-year-old son, David, her only source of motivation to live. Every time David smiled, she forgot the pain and fatigue. However, her family didn't even know about David's existence. Because of a broken relationship with her ex-husband, Anna kept her child's presence secret to avoid difficult questions from her strict mother and indifferent sister. One afternoon, when Anna was resting on her bed after a chemotherapy session, the phone rang. It was her mother's number. Anna answered with hope in her heart, but the first words her mother said stunned her. "Can you help me with something? Your sister needs to borrow money to buy a new car. I think you could sign the loan papers so she doesn't have to take an expensive bank loan." Helen's voice came through the speaker. Anna felt her heart stop. She was struggling with chemotherapy, medical costs, and daily living expenses. Yet her mother spoke about helping her sister borrow money. She tried to stay calm. "Mom, I'm in a very difficult situation. I need money for my treatment. I can't help anyone right now." Helen replied coldly, "I understand, but the wedding is coming soon. Your sister needs a new car for convenience. Think about it carefully." Anna hung up, tears streaming down her cheeks. She felt betrayed, abandoned by her own family. In the following days, Anna realized the harsh truth. Her family was not on her side and didn't care about the life and death battle she was fighting. She remembered the doctor's instructions, the pain during chemotherapy, but in the house she called home, she was just an outsider. Anna's story about her cancer was never recognized by her family as a real fight. To them, it was just an unnecessary burden, a stain to be hidden. The feeling of isolation and abandonment made Anna stronger. She no longer wanted to rely on anyone but herself. That night, she held a photo of David tightly and silently promised to live to see him grow up, to let him know that his mother always loved him and fought for him. Outside, the city lights still shone brightly, but inside Anna's heart, a new flame of hope was beginning to burn. After many painful and lonely days in the hospital, Anna began to realize that her loneliness didn't come just from the illness, but also from her own family. Each passing day, she felt more and more left behind while everyone around her was absorbed in their own lives. Family gatherings gradually became cold and distant. Shared meals grew increasingly scarce without Anna's presence. Her mother, Helen, seemed focused only on her sister's wedding, forgetting the sister who was suffering pain out there. And her sister, Lily, appeared only interested in wedding dresses, invitations, and lavish parties. Anna clearly remembered the day she came to her mother's house to announce her third chemotherapy session. Helen just looked at her coldly and said, "Lily needs you to focus on the wedding. Don't bother us anymore." Anna tried to convince her mother that she needed support, but Helen refused. The feeling of abandonment deeply hurt Anna. She wondered what she had done wrong, or if Helen had ever truly loved her. Anna decided to stay silent, not wanting to cause more trouble in the family. But deep inside, she was slowly running out of strength. One afternoon, after a tiring day of treatment, Anna returned to her apartment and her phone rang. It was a call from Helen. "Anna, can you help me with something?" Her mother's voice was sweeter than usual, like an offer hard to refuse. Anna sighed, bracing herself for another request. "Lily wants to buy a new car to get around after the wedding. I think if you sign a small loan, it will be easier than borrowing from the bank." Anna was stunned, her heart heavy. She was struggling through chemotherapy with no extra money. Paying for treatment was already a huge burden. "Mom, I don't have much money. I'm trying to manage for my treatment," she said, her voice trembling but trying to stay calm. "I know you understand. The wedding is coming soon. Your sister needs a new car. Think it over, okay?" The call ended, leaving Anna with a cold and empty feeling. She couldn't understand why, when she was in danger, her family placed material needs above all else. In the days that followed, Anna gradually noticed the growing silent distance between herself and her family. Helen spent more time meeting friends and attending parties, while Lily was absorbed in planning the wedding with glamorous words and extravagant schemes. Meanwhile, Anna stayed at home, battling pain, chemotherapy sessions, and sleepless nights filled with worry. What hurt her most was the coldness from her own family. One day, Anna received a message from Lily. "Sis, I'm very busy and can't help much. Mom isn't free to care either. Take care of yourself." The message pierced Anna's heart like a sharp needle. She read it over and over but couldn't erase the feeling of betrayal. Anna's 6-year-old son, David, was the only motivation keeping her standing. But even staying in touch and caring for her son was a challenge. David lived with his father and grandmother because Anna was not yet able to raise him alone. Every time Anna called him, she heard the innocent voice saying that Grandma told him to ask Mom to lend money to help her sister. One day, when Anna visited David at Helen's house, she saw a scene that left her speechless. David held a paper, a doctor's confirmation of Anna's health condition. The boy stood there, eyes shining, and said, "Mommy told me to bring this paper to Grandma to see if she could lend money for her sister." Anna felt her heart shatter. Her little child was caught in the middle of the cruel games of adults, becoming a tool for financial pressure. Helen stood nearby, expressionless. David just did what his mother told him. That girl Anna needs to know that family isn't always a place to rely on. Anna sat down beside her son, holding him tightly, tears overflowing. She wondered what she had done wrong to suffer such extreme pain. That night in her small room, Anna thought deeply. She realized her life had been completely changed. Not only by cancer but also by the coldness and alienation from those she loved most. However, deep inside, Anna remained determined not to give up. She knew she had to fight, not only for herself but also for her little son, for the dreams she once had. She began to plan to seek help from friends outside her family, from those who empathized, and from those willing to reach out when she needed. It was a long and difficult road, but Anna believed that the light at the end of the tunnel would appear, even if just a small flicker. Helen's small house was always filled with laughter and lively conversations whenever Lily's wedding was mentioned. But in a corner of the room, 6-year-old David always felt an invisible distance between himself and the adults. The boy had long realized that his mother, Anna, was very ill, yet the family showed little concern for her. David even felt like he was part of a plan, a tool in the adult schemes. One Saturday afternoon, David was called into the living room by his grandmother, who was preparing paperwork and her phone. "David, take this to your mom," she said, handing him Anna's medical confirmation paper. "Your mom needs financial help, so she asked you to bring this to Grandma and see if she can help." David looked at the paper innocently, not fully understanding its meaning. All he knew was that his mom was very sick and needed help. When the boy held the paper and approached Anna, his bright eyes made her choke up. She knew her child was caught in a whirlpool of secrets and responsibilities too heavy for such a small child. "David, thank you so much. Mommy loves you very much," Anna said, trying to hide the emotion in her voice. But outside, Helen remained cold, seemingly unwilling to show any concern or sympathy for her daughter-in-law who was battling illness. In the days that followed, Anna witnessed harsh treatment from her mother-in-law and sister. They treated her like a burden, someone who no longer had value in the family. They spoke to her with cold, emotionless words. Whenever she saw David, Anna tried to hide the bruises on her body caused by chemotherapy side effects, and the dull pain she endured. She only wanted her son to know that she was still healthy, still strong. But inside her heart, everything seemed to be breaking into pieces. Once, during a conversation with her doctor, Anna learned that her condition was showing signs of improvement if she continued treatment as planned. Hope was rekindled within her. But at the same time, she realized she needed a long-term plan and could no longer rely on her family. She began seeking empathetic friends, people who could support her emotionally and financially. Fortunately, she received help from a group of local community volunteers, people who regularly assist cancer patients. They offered advice and encouraged her not to give up. During that time, an old friend, Jason, Anna's college classmate, reached out. Jason had been following her story on social media and decided to contact her to help. Jason was not only an old friend, but the only person who made Anna feel comforted during those challenging months. They met at a small coffee shop, where Jason listened to Anna's story respectfully and without judgment. "Anna, you're not alone. I'll help you get through this difficult time," Jason said with sincere eyes. Anna felt her heart warm more than ever before. In the following days, alongside Jason's and the volunteers' support, Anna began regaining the spirit to fight her illness. She understood that survival depended not only on medicine but also on faith and love. However, stories about her family remained an unhealed wound in her heart. One night, when Anna returned home after treatment, she heard arguing between Helen and Lily. "We don't need her, Mom," Lily said tensely. "The medical bills are gone, and you don't want to lose face with relatives." Helen replied coldly, "That's right. We have to focus on the wedding and Lily's future. Anna is no longer important." Anna stood silently by the door, her heart feeling crushed. She knew the betrayal had reached its peak. But instead of collapsing, Anna vowed not to let herself be defeated. She had to be strong for David, for the unfinished dreams. And she would find a way for her life not to be controlled by her family anymore. Anna couldn't forget that night when she accidentally overheard the conversation between her mother and sister. Their cold, heartless words felt like knives stabbing her heart. But she didn't want to stop at just feeling hurt. She was determined to dig deeper into what was really happening behind the scenes. After many restless nights of pondering, Anna decided to review the money she had sent home for her treatment. She knew that with her health deteriorating, she couldn't keep relying on such weak and indifferent support. One rainy afternoon, when the house was empty, Anna secretly entered her mother's study to look through the financial documents. Her heart pounded as she uncovered an unbelievable truth. The money she had been sending monthly for her treatment had been used by Helen for personal expenses, especially to cover the extravagant costs of Lily's wedding, from the wedding dress and parties to other luxurious items. Not a single penny was actually spent on Anna's care and treatment. She felt stunned. The betrayal was so great she could hardly believe it. Her mother and sister, the closest family she had ever trusted, had used her money to serve their selfish desires. Anna collapsed to the floor, tears streaming uncontrollably. She felt deceived not only by illness but by her own blood relatives. The very next day, Anna confronted her mother and sister. In the brightly lit living room, she looked Helen straight in the eyes, her voice calm but strong. "Mom, why did you use my money for Lily's wedding? Why didn't you use it to take care of me?" Helen looked back coldly, exhausted. "Anna, I didn't want you to become a burden. Lily needs a future, but you chose a different path." Lily stood beside her mother, eyes full of defiance. "You should understand that this family can't carry everything for you. Everyone has to look after their own life. Anna felt like she was being pushed against a suffocating wall of betrayal and indifference. But instead of breaking down, she regained her composure. I won't let this continue. I will stand on my own, without help from those who don't truly love me. The confrontation ended in heavy silence. None of them showed any intention to change. Family secrets and lies had been exposed. Anna knew that to survive and beat her illness, she had to let go of the past and focus on the future. She needed people who truly stood by her, those who loved and supported her unconditionally. In the weeks that followed, Anna began searching for part-time work suitable for her health so she could take care of herself and David. She also joined cancer support groups, where she found sharing, empathy, and spiritual strength. Jason, her old friend, remained by her side as a great emotional support. He helped her find financial aid from medical and community organizations. Gradually, Anna no longer felt alone in this fight. Though without family, she had genuine friends who appreciated her and her resilience. One day, sitting by the window looking outside, Anna received a call from David. "Mommy, I miss you. When will you come home?" The innocent voice of her son made her choke up. She silently promised to try even harder to achieve the best for him. And above all, she found that true strength came not from money or family, but from within herself. After months filled with turmoil, Anna began to clearly feel the miraculous power of love and sharing. Although the illness remained a great challenge, she no longer felt as lonely as before. Jason, her old friend, had become a steadfast companion, always by her side during the toughest moments. One late afternoon on the weekend, as soft golden sunlight streamed through the window, Anna, Jason, and David took a walk in the small park near their home. David beamed with joy, his eyes sparkling with happiness. Anna looked at her son, her heart overflowing with warm emotions and hope. Jason gently said to Anna, "You've become so much stronger. Not everyone can face everything like you have." Anna smiled, tears welling in her eyes. "I couldn't have done it without everyone, especially you and David." With Jason's support, Anna began participating in charity activities, helping other cancer patients. She felt as if she had found new meaning in life and strength from the hardships she had endured. One day at a health seminar, Anna met a group of patients and their families. Her story inspired many, helping them believe that no matter how hard life gets, faith and love will help them overcome. However, not everything went smoothly. Anna's family, despite knowing the truth about misusing her money for the wedding, still couldn't change their attitude. Helen and Lily continued to keep their distance and avoid her. During those times, Anna found comfort only in David's embrace and Jason's sincere care. One night, lying in her hospital bed after a tough chemotherapy session, David sat beside her holding her hand. "Mommy, I believe you'll get better," the boy said, his innocent eyes filled with strong faith. Anna smiled, feeling the immense love that gave her strength. She knew it was her son's love and Jason's companionship that helped her stand up after every fall. In the following months, Anna gradually recovered her health. She returned to part-time work, taking care of herself and David. Her resilience earned the respect of those around her. Though lacking support from her family, Anna had found a new family, the family of friends who understood and cherished her. One warm evening, Anna, Jason, and David sat by a small fireplace in their new home. They shared stories, dreams, and plans for the future. Anna looked around, feeling that no matter how unfair and challenging life may be, true love will always find a way to exist and spread. And she, the woman once abandoned and betrayed, had now become a symbol of resilience and hope. Years passed, and Anna had overcome the darkest days of her life. The cancer was still there, but it no longer completely controlled her. The deepest wounds, the betrayal and coldness from her family, gradually eased within her heart. She chose to forgive, not to forget everything, but to free herself from the burdens of the past. Forgiveness was a long journey, but Anna understood it was the first step to moving forward in life. One gentle morning, Anna stood before the mirror, looking at her face marked by time and illness. She smiled, feeling strength and peace from within. David ran into the room, beaming with joy. "Mommy, I got a perfect 10 on my math test today." Anna hugged him tightly, tears of happiness streaming down her cheeks. "I'm so proud of you, my son." Their new life was not always easy, But each passing day was a precious gift. Anna no longer relied on her old family, but built a home filled with love and understanding. Jason, her steadfast companion, had also become Anna's life partner. Together, they nurtured their future, overcoming every challenge and difficulty. One day, Anna received a call from Helen. Her mother's voice was no longer cold but tinged with regret. "Anna, I'm sorry for everything that happened. I was wrong not to be there when you needed me the most." Anna paused for a moment before replying, "Mom, I've forgiven you, but I've chosen my own path. I hope you find peace too." The call ended, leaving Anna with a sense of relief. She had let go of past pain to embrace the future. Anna's story was not just about cancer, but a journey of rebirth, the rebirth of spirit, love, and compassion. She had learned that sometimes family isn't defined by blood, but by those who stand by us when we are weakest. And above all, she realized that she herself was the longest-lasting companion in her life. The dawn's light poured through the window, spreading across the small room like a reminder that life always offers new beginnings, no matter how many challenges we face. Anna smiled and confidently stepped into a new day of hope, love, and life.